Hello and welcome. My name is Lucas Lechuga, and I'm your host of MiamiRealEstate.tv. Today, I'm super excited because I'm here at the sales gallery of 888 Brickell by Dolce Gabbana. Earlier this week, I was here with my real estate sales team, and we left here all blown away. We were astonished by the attention to detail and just everything that this development has to offer. In a bit, I'm going to step inside and meet up with in-house sales associate Ignacio, who's going to give us the rundown. So let's do this. Let's step inside so that you can be blown away too. Well, Ignacio, thank you for having me and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lucas. It's truly an honor to be able to come with you to the show.
I was here with my team earlier this week, as you know, and we were all blown away. The attention to details, like you don't find this here in Miami at all.
Correct. Yeah, I always like to say it's a very detail-oriented development. So as you know, the developers, JDS, JV Development, but Michael Stern, JDS Development, they've done very unique developments in New York, very detail-oriented. And of course, you have the Fatto a Mano line from Dolce Gabbana. So you have that unique mix, which is making this development truly, truly unbelievable.
Yes. When you talk about the facade of the building, I was recently in Chicago, and you don't find facades in Miami like this, only in New York, only in Chicago. And then you talk about the crown at the top of the building.
Correct.
I mean, that's very unique.
Yeah.
When you look around at the skyline in Miami, you don't find this type of crowns that you find in this building.
So I always like to say the same thing. I'm from Spain. So in Spain, in Europe, of course, the most sought after addresses are those neighborhoods of the 17th century, 18th century. They're never outdated. Yep. We've actually brought to Brickell, we're bringing a small monument. So you're gonna see a lot of stone throughout the building. You're gonna see travertine blocks imported directly from Italy. So those are the same, that's the same stone that was used in the Roman Empire. We have limestone throughout the facade. So it's a stone-oriented building. So that makes it very unique. We're trying to bring an architecture which is never outdated. Miami is a relatively new city, young city. So the architecture tends to be very modern, glass. We decided to bring something more unique with a lot of stone. And when we speak about, of course, the Golden Crown, the 90th floor, one of the amazing aspects of this development, the architect is Studio Sofield from New York, but Dolce Gabbana has actually dressed up the building from the exterior. So you're gonna see Dolce Gabbana touches throughout the facade, in the Golden Crown. So, everything is very detailed oriented, like the brand Dolce Gabbana. So it's important to understand when we speak about Dolce Gabbana aligning with JDS and JV Development, it's based upon the Fatto a Mano line, which is the most exclusive line of Dolce Gabbana, founded in 2012, and it's basically the Italian legacy of craftsmanship.
You mentioned 90 stories, but this tower is going to rise 1,049 feet tall, correct?
Correct.
And that's the tallest that Miami allows.
Correct.
So it's a super tall building. It's going to be the first in Brickell, the second in Miami. And so that's another unique aspect of this. I mean, the views are going to be unmatched because you're going to have breathtaking views of pretty much the entire city.
Correct.
What's unique too is that you're only at 90 stories. The other super tall building in Miami is at 100 stories. So you have taller ceilings.
Correct. We have all our residences have between 10 feet ceilings up to the 42nd floor, and above the 43rd floor, everything is 11-foot ceilings. We have impressive ceilings throughout most of the common areas, in the lobbies, in the ballroom. So yes, one of the key differentiators of our development is those touches of luxury, which having high ceilings in all the residences, no matter what unit mix, no matter if it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom penthouse, is extremely unique, no?
Talking about the unit mix, what is the composition of the number of bedrooms that you offer?
So we have from 1 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. We also have a collection of duplexes, which start at around 5,000 square feet with an impressive marble staircase, truly unique. We also have a collection of half floors, and we also have an amazing lower penthouse, the 87 penthouse, which is a full floor. And then of course, the crown of the jewel, we have a 30,000 square feet penthouse, a triplex. It's going to be extremely unique.
Mm-hmm.
and we're already under negotiation.
How many square feet did you say?
30,000.
30,000.
30,000. Yeah.
So it's what, 24,000 interior?
Correct.
And then
we're gonna,
6,000 next year.
Exactly. We're gonna have an amazing. It's gonna have an amazing outdoor space with a private pool. So
I did the DR earlier this week of the exterior. That blew me away.
Exactly.
Wow.
But
incredible.
So that is. I think that is an important detail to understand because. Of course, we're going to speak about it. This development offers something extremely unique, the hotel component, the full flexibility. But I always like to explain to clients that, you know, if they purchase, they're purchasing in a building that not only offers you those flexibilities, those different concepts, but also you're going to be living with other people that own 88 million penthouses, duplexes. So it has that mix. Which of course makes it extremely unique and luxurious.
So you mentioned your negotiations possibly with that.
Yeah, we were you know, it is
That's
a very.
great.
I always like to say the same thing. There's you know, Miami, of course, in the luxury segment. There's, you know, many buildings up for sale, which I always say is necessary because of the huge migration we have mainly from the US. But only a few buildings really transcend time and become iconic. And I truly believe this is going to be one of them. So yes, we're negotiating many top residences with many important CEOs and athletes and people from the...
That's going to be my next question. Like, who's your target buyer for this project?
Correct. So look, it is a mix. As you know better than me, because he's the legend in Miami. I've just been here for 9 years. Depending on the state of the, you know, where the construction is at, you see feeder markets. Correct. Usually it's South Americans at the very initial stages, the one we're in. So our main buyers as of today have been mainly South Americans. Having said this, we do see a huge international, you know, outreach because of the brand. So we're having many Europeans. We've sold to many Spanish, French, Italians. We've sold to people from Eastern Europe, which are very aligned with the brand. And we're having a huge, you know, we're having many inquiries from the US, from New York. I've had many people, for example, from Palm Beach, New Yorkers based in Palm Beach. So it is truly, you do have a little bit of everything. And one of the strong points that we discussed off camera about this project is the flexibility that the floor plans offer. Can you go over a little bit about that? So this project is one of a kind in Brickell, which, as you know, Brickell is already an international address, correct? Everybody speaks about Brickell. People, when they speak about Miami internationally, they don't say that much South Beach now. Many people say Brickell. So we're going to be the first ultra luxury development in Brickell with full flexibility. So we also offer floor plans above 1 bedroom. So the 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, which have... Sorry, sometimes I speak very fast like a good Spaniard, so I'm going to bring down the pace. We also offer lockouts. So that is extremely unique. So clients own a condominium with the city of Miami, not a condo hotel. There isn't a determined number of floors which are hotel residences. The 259 residences are for sale. So if Lucas was to buy a property at 88 Brickell, Miami, Dolce Gabbana, we're giving Lucas full flexibility. Lucas can live in his apartment 365 days a year. Lucas can rent it out with a realtor by himself without rental restrictions. Or Lucas can put his residence with the first ever Dolce Gabbana hotel, which is going to be in the building. So the building is going to offer a full service hotel, but it's going to be up to every owner if they want to put their residence or a section of their residence in the hotel program. So one of the key selling points of this development is clients have the option of owning a true ultra luxury development, but having the flexibility of being able to monetize their apartment if they're not in Miami, which, as you know, is something that is not that common in the ultra luxury segment in Miami.
And for certain floor plans, like larger floor plans, you're able to, it's almost like a hybrid floor plan where you're able to lease out or put into the hotel program a small portion of it and then keep the other part for yourself.
Correct. So above the 2 bedrooms, so the 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, you have separate entrances from your private foyer.
Okay.
It's extremely well designed. It's important to highlight everything designed in this building has been done by Domenico and Stefano. So by the founders of Dolce Gabbana.
Yeah.
So the level of luxury and detail is unique. So yes, you have separate access from your private foyer. So clients can, for example, if you own a 3 bedroom, you have 4 different options. Your full apartment, you have the suite, which would be the great room, the terrace, the bathroom, and a bedroom.
Okay.
And then you would have 2 separate bedrooms with direct access to the private foyer.
And those each have kitchenettes?
Yes. Well, no, the bedrooms aren't going to have kitchenettes. It's going to be basically like a hotel room.
Okay, got it.
So, the building is going to have 2 restaurants, cleaning services. So it's basically, instead of staying at another hotel, you can stay in the Dolce Gabbana hotel, and you have the best services as if you were staying in a hotel.
And it's a much needed product. The hotel aspect of it is because if you look at what's around here, I mean, you have the Four Seasons. That was built in what, 2003?
Correct.
Something like that, 2003?
Correct.
So by the time this is built, that's going to be about like 25 years older. This will be, like I said, a much newer building, much newer project, and much more luxurious.
Correct. So, I think Brickell is a city that's competing, trying to compete, correct, with other great cities, Madrid, New York, Dubai, London, Paris. Truth is, we're lacking ultra luxury hotels, correct? So this is going to be the newest ultra luxury hotel. So that is a huge added value. Remember, Miami is no longer a seasonal city. We're full throughout the year, but of course we do have high season, starts November, finishes around May, June. The reality is, if you think about it, we're gonna be the first new ultra luxury hotel. So we have the Miami Open tennis now, you have the Formula One, you have the Art Week, you have tons of events, the Crypto Week, the Fashion Week. So I really do think when your spectators and clients see the finishes, see the fully furnished residences, they're gonna understand the level of the bedrooms, the apartments. So it's going to be.
I agree. That's what blew me away, the finishes, because you don't see that. I mean, it's on such another level. But let's speak about that. So these residences are all delivered completely finished and furnished, correct?
Correct. Turnkey residences. Clients just have to walk in with their suitcase. Everything is set up. You have the plates, you have the glassware, you have the sheets, you have the beddings, you have absolutely everything.
Everything designed by Dolce & Gabbana.
Everything designed by Dolce & Gabbana. So clients have to understand in the price per square foot, which, I would like to let them all know, we've just launched. So as you know, it's a great opportunity to come in because we're in our at a very low tire pricing, correct? Everything is included. So we're pretty much currently below our competitors in terms of price per square foot.
Okay.
And we have our residences fully furnished by Dolce & Gabbana, which our clients, our friends can imagine that it's, an ultra luxury furniture setting, pricey. So they have to have that in mind.
So the full-time residents, like the buyers that say, you know what, I want to buy this for myself, I want to use it full-time, do they have access to the hotel services?
Yes. So every owner, no matter what use they're going to give to the apartment, to the residence, they're going to have full service from the hotel. So that is another added value, correct? You want food from the restaurant, you want cleaning services, that is going to be provided, correct? Of course, we're still in the very initial stages, so I wouldn't be able to say if that isn't going to be included in the HOA, correct? But you're going to have the services if you want to.
Okay.
And then, of course, the people that decide to put it in the hotel program, they'll have all those services included. There'll be replenishments of the furniture every X amount of years. It's important that everybody understands Dolce Gabbana has launched their new firm, Dolce Gabbana Casa.
Okay.
So I always like to go into the details for everybody to understand what makes this unique and why this is different. and why it's going to become iconic, and that is because of the level of love and detail that every group involved in the development has put into the project. So for Dolce Gabbana, for example, clients have to understand this is going to basically be like a flagship of their Dolce Gabbana Casa line. So everything is going to be to the highest of level.
For sure.
When we speak about Michael Stern, JDS, everybody knows JDS has not only delivered ultra high quality products in Miami and in New York, he's developed skyscrapers,
Supertalls,
which reshape the skylines. So that is important. JV development, Gianluca Vacchi, of course, his Italian heritage, his business orientation. And then another detail when I asked him, you know, the reasoning behind getting into real estate and designing a tower, one of his answers was because he wants his daughter, when she grows up, to be able to see something that his father, a legacy of his father.
Nice.
So I like to, you know, to explain this because I'm able to share a lot of time with them, and these are the details of involvement that are going to make the building ultra luxurious, unique.
For sure. And of course, in real estate, one of the most important components is location.
Correct.
So let's go over the location a little bit more, because blocks away from the site of this tower, you have Brickell City Center, which has all the luxurious high-end shops and restaurants here in Brickell. You have Marriott Brickell Village, additional shops and restaurants. You have a lot of office towers here, so probably the people that are going to be hotel guests here might be short-term employees of some of these law firms and other types of offices here.
Correct. So, you know, everybody knows real estate, good real estate investment has three key factors: location, location, location. You're not just buying in Brickell, you're buying in Brickell Avenue. Every investor, every client has to envision the Brickell Avenue of 2030, 2032. All the new developments that are coming in Brickell Avenue are going to add that luxury touch to Brickell Avenue. We're bringing, for example, an amazing Italian restaurant to the first floor, which is going to be in Brickell Avenue.
I heard Michelin star too.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be, you know, we're going to have, we haven't disclosed all the services we're going to have. We'll do it soon. It's going to be mind blowing. But I like clients to understand that Brickell Avenue is going to be something completely even more amazing than what it is today for when we are delivered, with all the restaurants coming into the avenue. Regarding the office towers, exactly, I think you hit it in the point. So you're gonna have the Citadel Tower by Norman Foster with Ken Griffin. You're gonna have the new flagship worldwide by Banco Santander, my good friends from Spain. I always have to say it because, you know, I'm very proud of our Spanish companies, that is gonna be across the street. You're gonna have, of course, Oco's new tower, 830 Brickell with Microsoft. So those are all the office towers where you're gonna see those high paying executives, New York style, California style, San Francisco. You have Google here. So all of those are potential tenants to your apartment if you want to do it long-term, 6 months. And then of course the financial tourism, because remember, Brickell is becoming a little Manhattan, a financial hub. Remember, one of the key aspects of Brickell, why JP Morgan, why Morgan Stanley, all those companies are opening offices, subsidiaries here, is because from Miami you can fly directly to the main cities in the world, Latin America, you can fly directly to Europe, you can fly directly to the Middle East, very soon to Asia. You can't do that from New York, you can't do that from Chicago, from California. So this is really becoming a hub. And you're gonna have all that tourism from the financial institutions. So where will all those executives want to stay? When they come in groups, for example, when I travel with my friends from Sotheby's, many times, rather than staying in a one bedroom, if they're my friends, close friends, we'd rather stay in a full apartment. So yeah.
Nice. And how about amenities? What kind of amenities do you offer here?
So it's going to be an amenities-oriented development, very Italian lifestyle heritage. So we're going to have 115,000 square feet of amenities. So that is going to include, amongst other things, the first US Dolce Gabbana pool club.
Okay.
So Dolce Gabbana is already very well known in the hospitality industry for their pool clubs, Saint-Tropez, Taormina, Marbella. The first one in the US is going to be in our building, exclusive for our building. Then we're gonna have an amazing ballroom, which you saw in
I did see that. That was amazing.
Okay.
Stunning.
So that is a New York 50s luxury. So it's like a speakeasy. It's gonna be the best one in Miami. You're gonna have 2 restaurants. One, of course, in the ground floor.
So that one's open to the public.
Correct.
The other ones are just
the other ones, exclusive for the owners. The one in the 23rd floor. And then we're gonna have, we're very wellness oriented. Like, Gianluca Vacchi and everybody is very wellness oriented, and it's actually something that's, very, very, very pretty much requested nowadays by all the great CEOs, executives. So we're still working on finalizing a wellness component, which is going to be very mind-blowing. But for the time being, I can tell you, we're gonna have a full floor gym, full floor spa. We're gonna have a full floor fitness center with indoor paddle.
Wow.
Paddle, not pickleball, not paddle.
Paddle's super hot.
Exactly. The developers are also owners of Sunset Paddle. So it's gonna be extremely unique. We're going to have a full floor, which is the 43rd floor, which is going to be private access only for the owners. So the amenities are going to be shared throughout the building, but if the owner of the apartment wants, a little bit more privacy, or he can go to the 43rd floor, which is going to be a full floor only for the owners. That's going to include an amazing indoor pool. Well, indoor, outdoor. It's going to be semi-open. The luxury of that indoor pool.
Was that in the DR as well?
Yes, it's the one with travertine stone.
Beautiful.
The showers inside the facade.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So we're going to have a tailor shop. Very Dolce Gabbana oriented. We're going to have concierge services, in-house Rolls Royce, meeting rooms, cold, hot plunge pools, everything.
Nice. And perhaps you could show me on the scale model where, besides the restaurant, you already pointed that out, but where are all the amenities located on the tower? Let's check it out. So Ignacio, you mentioned that the building has 115,000 square feet of amenities.
Correct.
Where in the building are those amenities located?
So we're gonna see in Brickell Avenue our restaurant. In the 2nd floor, we're gonna have an arrival lounge with a bar. It's gonna be impressive. Then we have, of course, several floors, which you're gonna see here with the semi windows and all the travertine and the limestone covering certain sections. It's going to be basically the ballroom. You're gonna have the fitness center. You're gonna have the paddle court, all the amenities we mentioned previously. Then we're gonna have, if you can come around here to see it, we're gonna have the Dolce Gabbana Pool Club in the 22nd floor. Then we're gonna have the full floor restaurant in the 23rd floor, which is going to be the restaurant exclusive for the owners. And then we're gonna have the 43rd floor, which is gonna be the full floor for the owners with the amenities with the 44 lap pool. And those are the amenities. And
look at the details of the building. I mean, you mentioned these gold beads here.
Correct.
These are the travertine blocks.
Correct.
Here?
So you have the travertine blocks, you have limestone throughout, you have low bas relief beams, which give it an even more vertical impression when you look up. You have golden beads inspired in Milan. You have the Dolce Gabbana necklaces in the entrance, which you saw in the VR, which move with the wind.
Yeah, the 888
Correct.
jewelry pieces, yeah.
So it is really a piece of art. There isn't a single detail which hasn't been tailored. So it's basically like owning a true piece of art.
And you mentioned at the top of the building, you have a lower penthouse that's one entire floor, correct?
Correct. The 87 penthouse.
87th floor.
Correct. And then we have the triplex, which are the 3 stories at the end of the tower with the private rooftop.
2 stories of interior plus the rooftop.
Correct. Correct. Totaling 30,000 square feet. Then we have, a collection of 8 half floors. We have a few duplexes. So, yeah.
How many duplexes do you have in the building?
We have 7.
7. And those, you mentioned 5,000 square feet?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
And then you can lock out the 2nd floor.
that's another thing I was really impressed by is the interior staircase. And that's like a piece of art.
Correct. Marble.
In all the chandeliers.
Correct. And you know the lobby. You've seen the lobby, the residential lobby.
Yes.
In the VR, the quality marble throughout, Murano chandeliers. You saw the chandeliers in the ballroom. There is the heights of the ceilings, the mirrors throughout.
Yeah.
It's very New York luxury.
It is.
So what do I like everybody to understand? This is going to be truly the first New York luxury development in Brickell. And that is important because, of course, New Yorkers are used to that kind of luxury. And they're coming to Miami. So
definitely. So here, this is the Porte Cochet entrance, correct?
Correct. So this is Southeast 10th Street.
Okay, so Brickell Avenue is there.
Correct. Brickell Avenue is here. And another important thing I like to highlight is regarding traffic. Basically, remember, traffic starts in Brickell in the 8th Street to cross to downtown where the bridge opens up. From here, you have absolutely no traffic.
Going south.
Exactly. Going south, you have the highway 2 minutes away. So it's pretty much a very relaxed ambiance in that location that we're in. So it's a great location.
And we mentioned earlier that all the units come fully finished and furnished.
Yeah.
As far as like the furnishings and the options that buyers have, what do you have over here that you could show us? Like what kind of finishes do buyers?
So we're gonna have 4 different furniture packages. We're very much detail oriented. So you're gonna have a more white version. You're gonna have the Camella green version, which is more organic. Every residence comes furnished, branded plates, everything by Dolce Gabbana. These are like inspirations, of course. You're gonna have the Sahara Noir. You're gonna have the Travertino Ghiaio, which we're gonna show now. This, for example, is the travertine stone, which is going to be in the entrance. This is, for example, another of the details in one of the pools, which is based on the Fatto a Mano line. Basically, this is being curated hand by hand. So let us show you. We have the other furniture packages over here. So you have all the Sahara Noir. And then we have, of course, the very well-known Italian Roman-inspired Travertino Ghiaio. So
beautiful.
It's we offer our clients a different selection, and it's going to be extremely unique, very detailed oriented. So we can really say that this is a luxury development.
Yeah. And for those buyers that are interested in purchasing a unit here, what's the process like? Yeah. What's the deposit structure and all that?
So we're currently in contracts. So it's going to be 20% at contract. It's going to be 10% once we start construction, which is going to be in September. So we've already done the internal demolition of the existing building. Because of the age when that building is constructed, we have to start demolishing floor by floor. So we'll be ready by summer, and we'll start construction in September. Then it's 20% once we reach top off, which will be 2027. And then it's a closing the balance 50% 2028.
End of 2028?
We could aim towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And you had also mentioned that there's like a replica of that interior bar or the...
Correct.
Can we take a look
Let's
at
go.
that?
Let's go. So Lucas, before we heading to the bar, to the lounge, I wanted everybody to see the Fatto a Mano videos by Dolce Gabbana, because I do emphasize the fact that this building is based upon the most exclusive line, basically the legacy of craftsmanship, everything tailored by hand. So I like investors, clients to understand something. This is a brand where Domenico and Stefano, the founders, are fully involved in the development. So everything is decided by them. So that is important. And from an investor perspective, I always like to, pinpoint out that you can be personally more or less aligned with the brand, correct? It's an amazing brand. It has an immense following around the world.
For sure.
So if you merge Miami, Dolce Gabbana, it's going to be truly unique and a very sought out after
absolutely
building and for the hotel. So this is our lounge. So basically everything is branded, of course, by Dolce Gabbana. And then we have one of our replicas of the bar in the arrival lounge in the second floor. So it's pretty much a lifestyle development, correct? It's going to be a lively building. And I always like to say Miami is a very aspirational city. People like to purchase and live with people with, like-minded. So I think this is going to be very interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, your tower offers a lot. So as far as dues, what's the HOA for this building?
It's going to be $1.99.
Okay, and that's with reserves.
Yeah,
obviously.
Of course, with reserves. And yeah.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you so much. You've been such a great help, and
No,
I'm sure my audience at home appreciates it, and I'm sure they're as blown away as I was when I initially saw it.
Amazing.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucas.
Well, that's all for today. Hopefully you're as blown away by this project as I am. And if you have any other questions about 888 Brickell by Dolce Gabbana, contact me, Lucas Lechuga, at lucas@miamicondoinvestments.com. And before you go, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below.